I would like to welcome you all once again. This is lesson 5, and this is a live session for today's assignment. A live session for today. We are going to be looking at a lot of things. Okay, we are today's main. If you come over to the course and go to the slides, you see in here that we always have our the session for the day. And so looking at today's session from the slides, we would realize that we have this topic today. Okay, so today is Wednesday. We are looking at graphic design tools. Okay, so we are going to have a look at all the graphic design tools that there are. Okay, so let's try and it may be hard if you are new, if you're a beginner, but then just note that all these things that we'll talk about today takes some years of practice, it takes some months of practice, or it takes hours of practice, okay, to get to an advanced level. So don't stress if you are now starting. If you've already started some of these tools too as well, the advice is that always try as much as possible to learn more things, okay, no matter the difficulty level. So I'd like to start. Let me just turn off my notifications, and we are good to go. Okay, we have 27 people. All right, so we are looking at Canva. We are going to be looking at Canva, Pixel Lab, Microsoft Word, Photoshop, Illustrator, and creativity in design. Okay, creativity in design too as well. I think my notifications are still displaying. Okay, so this is how you can check what we are doing. Today's lesson, we don't really have slides for today's lesson, so just follow along with the video. We have graphic design tools here. Thursday we getting your assignment, so that's about it. For the course, we've placed this link in the groups, and we want you to understand how to access that. So now I'll just briefly explain it. So we have this link here. For those of you who are new, those of you who are confused, once you open this link, you should see these two folders and files. If you click on any of them, you should get you on track. So once you open the first one, you realize that it's about folder submission and assignment, and so it's compulsory. That's why it's also on the that's why it's in this folder. It's in this main parent folder. So you go through everything, make sure you're able to transfer your files. If you have any questions, please make sure you've read these things, okay? If you don't read it, I'm not sure you'll be able to go through. If you've gone through everything and you're still having issues, then you can contact us from here. For the student course outline, this is what we have for today. Okay, there are 15 assignments that are supposed to do, the FADs, most importantly the FAW, which is what you need to get a certificate, and there's a group project too as well. Design is about doing, and so you doing it would actually help you more than just getting a certificate. For our classroom sessions, this is our classroom sessions. We'll be having 6 p.m. Usually the lesson would have been uploaded and the link would have been ready. By 3 p.m. we'll start the class, and it's usually on Telegram. Okay, the old link is still here, and so we would change that for you all to be able to access the new group. Okay, now we also have the sessions being uploaded on YouTube. So once you go to YouTube, you should be able to find our once you go to YouTube, you should be able to find the courses. Okay, but this course is exclusive. It's just a 30-day course, and it's just exclusively for those who have registered, and so all those things are in here. And when you come down, you see the FAD and assignments. This takes you to all the assignments that will be uploading for you. And so once you open this one, it lands you on the first page where you should be able to read and make sure that all the files have been named appropriately. Okay, even if you upload it and you realize that it wasn't named well, just rename it and you are good to go. So that's for all the lessons. Now you continue and you will get to the day one. Okay, all the day one things that you're supposed to do, or you're supposed to take note of. And for day one, these were the things we did. This was the slide, this was the intro, all the things we posted about day one, where to get some of the resources and all. Once you tap on the YouTube link, you should have access to that. Okay, so once you come to the YouTube link, you should get all the info on day one. Okay, so once you come to the info, you should find out everything necessary here. For the other videos, there are other things in there, so make sure to also check that too as well. Mind you, is a course, and so everything, wherever we place, we post everything. It is very important. Yeah, day three, we did these ones. This is the main slide for it. You can access that here. Aside that, we split the class into four different videos. For that day, after the lesson one, we had our activity, and so the first activity is here. Once you open it, it takes you to exactly this activity. Okay, so when I open it and click on it, it will take you to the first activity, and this was what we had for the activity two. Okay, so I think our numbers are still a bit small, but let's continue. So we had so we also had FAW1, where FAW1 we were looking at the main assignment for FAW1, and we have explained how to go about it here using Pixel Lab. Or whatever app you are using, mind you, it's about how you go about the design. Okay, not about the app. And so you can use any app to do your final edit, but just make sure that you follow the requirements. So we have the FAW1 here, and the assignment 2 has been placed in here as well. The FAW1 too, we also have a folder in the main folder, and that is here too as well. Okay, let me just add this one. So so that's the assignment for FAW1. FAW1. Okay, it's over here. So once you click on this link, you get access to the FAW1. Okay, so please take note, all the links here are very necessary. And now, so we did the FAW1. We also did these assignments or these activities. And for the first assignment, we asked you to watch all these videos. It's all part of it, of the lessons. Then we asked you to get these design inspirations from here and post them and hashtag it. We went through that, and then we came to the assignment, the FAD1 pattern assignment, where we're supposed to create a pattern. And please note that all these things that we've highlighted, we've made bold, are very important. So once you go through them, we get access to your work, and we would actually we go through it as well. Okay, currently we will be posting your works on our social media handles, on Instagram story, so you can check our Instagram, or you can follow us. We'll be posting some of your works there. You see what other people too have done as well. You guys did a good work, but make sure that you follow these things, okay, I'm realizing that most of you are not getting the dimensions well. Whenever you start the work, we always say set your canvas dimension to a certain resolution. So once you miss that step, your work is literally wrong. But we haven't started marking like that, or we are not using that way of marking. But once you get this step wrong, know that everything other thing is wrong. We are doing graphic design, and if you have a client who is paying you to get something done for them, all they will need you to do is go ahead with your creative design and all, but get their dimensions right for them. That's why it's very important that we have this thing here. So most of you have done the FAD1 assignment. That's excellent. You'd have to research into what Neo Geo pattern is. So once you research into it, you see how it looks like, and then you can be inspired by any of these links here, the JBSN Pinterest page or any other random page here. These were taken from Pinterest, and you can get your inspiration from there. Word cloud is automated, and so we don't, it was actually into two. Part one is where you are doing an online word cloud creation. So you go on the internet, use these sites, and you get your word cloud. People have done that. That was excellent. We will bring the part two to you soon. Now we also have the FAD compulsory assignment. You realize that assignment is in here. It's in the PDF, and the tutorial for it is here too as well. Then we move to the creative process, imitation. Why were we imitating? Because if you have to learn from somewhere, so you have to start imitating people's works. If you're able to kill the imitation, now we move to the creative process. That's creativity, or the genuine act, where you actually do your own art yourself. Now art is graphic design is about trends. Sometimes designers follow the trend, they follow the they follow other people's designs too as well, so it has a certain look. And sometimes you want to imitate because you are following a company brand and you want to keep that brand too, and so you have to imitate some element from there as well. That is why we are learning imitation. Okay, so take note. Now we did logos, and we spoke extensively about logos in our YouTube video here, and this is the slide for it. We had a live session as well, but we didn't record it because most of the things have been said in the video, so you make sure to watch that. Then we had an assignment for the video, and this is the assignment. Once I click on it, I'm able to go straight to the assignment which was given. Okay, and so you realize that it takes you straight here. Okay, although it's still within the same file. So the pages are getting low, so we've just made it such that you are able to open the page straight ahead. Now for our Google Drive links, we've made sure to include the outline or the content page for the entire thing. So when you look on your left, if you are using your phones, search for the outline, and you would see that you have all the outline. Everything has been neatly arranged here for your convenience. So this is the link to this one, the entire course. We realize that whenever we try to place these things here, some of you don't get the concept or you miss out on the processes, so we bolden them as well. I've reviewed some works, and I've seen that your first step was wrong, being the dimension. And once your dimension is wrong, it will be very hard to imitate those given flyers. Now it's this for the logo, okay, but for the FAW, let's go to the FAW. Come back to the logo. For the FAW, this is what we gave you, and this is what we were expecting from you. So we expected that you open this app and you download it on your PC, and then you go about all the different processes to replicate the exact thing. We're looking at around 80 to 100% of imitation work. You can set standards for yourself and tell yourself you want to do 100% imitation, and that should help you know how to go about designs and go about ways to achieve a specific look for your designs. And so the first step over here is to make sure that you have gotten the dimension right. Okay, So once you get the dimension wrong, know that you'll be able to imitate it well. Then we move to this. This is also a 1080 by 1080 pixels, and most of you have imitated the same woman there. I've seen some people also using other other models, okay, and I believe that is creativity, okay. Although we are doing imitation, if you don't find the picture, don't stress, look for another picture and use it. If you don't find this background, look for a similar one and use it, okay. That's what the imitation is about. But as you imitate, you realize that you are following the principles that we've spoken about, okay. So as you imitate, you come to realize that all these principles that we've taught you, you actually doing them, which is the color theory and the rest. If you come to the student outline from here, from this lesson, the color theory, typography, hierarchy, okay. And so you realize that this is the hierarchy we are moving with. We have a shape here, okay, we have a shape here like this. All the shapes, all the letters have been placed on the left side, and it's in a straight, it's all linked to this line, imaginary line here. Friday will be doing more of that too when it gets there. But what I want to stress on is that make sure you get the dimensions right. And how do we get the dimensions right? You can get the dimensions right once you go watch the YouTube video tutorial, and make sure to follow as we illustrated there, okay. You realize on YouTube, most of the YouTube tutorials, it has to be short, so they've made it such that they go straight to the points, but they don't, if they miss a step, you have to go back again. And this is a design mastery course, so we've tried to make sure that we've given you the steps, we've given you a video for you to follow. So once you miss the first step where you have to download it and check the size of the image you have downloaded, know that your work wouldn't be entirely correct with the imitation, okay. Imitating someone's work is very good. I've explained why. You see, our companies do it. Companies imitate people's work. Why? Because sometimes you have to make it resemble someone's company, just so it looks, their customers start becoming yours, and other things. So there's a whole lot of reasons why you imitate to learn as well, okay. So try and make sure that at least you get the size very right. We are very particular about the size you use and the dimensions. This flyer, most of you have started it and you are doing a lot of, you all get the size wrong. You all start using a 1080 by 1080p. Please make sure to read the activity well and get the entire thing right, okay. So you start by getting the size right. Once the size is right, you see everything starts looking good. All right, and that was it. Now, to help you out with this shape, most of you have complained to me about this shape. So to help you out with this shape is just take a rectangle and place the rectangle here, from here to here. I believe you are seeing my mouse, but you take a rectangle and place it from here to here. And when you do that, you should be able to get the middle portion. You color it ash, then you take a rounded rectangle, place it at this portion, rounded rectangle. Then you take another rounded rectangle and place it at this portion. That will give you this roundish thing here. After getting the rounded thing here, then you will take a rectangle with thick edges and just place it here. So you take another rectangle and just place it here like this. That should be all, okay. So at the end of the day, the shape is going to be made up of one like this, one here, then you get another rectangle here like this, then you look for a rounded rectangle and place it here. It should give the rounded edge. Then later you duplicate a bigger rounded rectangle, shift it a bit, and you should get the yellow thing, and you place it behind the shapes. So it's a couple of shapes joined together to give you that. That's if you are using Canva to do that. If you are using Pixelab, you should go ahead and just draw it or trace the shape. All right. And what would you be tracing the shape with? When we came to this activity, that was the DMB 24 lesson 4, which was on the logo design okay, which was on logo design. So that is over here, lesson 4. So I open lesson 4, and you realize that when we did the live session, I talked about the pen tool. Okay, so once you come to the logo design, you come to the description. Okay, and over here, the description, you can use these things over here. The pen tool is here. This is the pen tool. Okay, and it's a pen tool game. So you've added the this thing here for you. There's another pen tool game here. There's another pen tool game here too. All these things were placed on the WhatsApp platform. So once you're able to locate these things, you can play around with the pen tool game. Once you get the pen tool game, you would be able to know how to use the pen tool very well. And I told you that the pen tool is a very important tool, and that's what we use in other advanced apps. Okay, so yes, the pen tool ideally will give us our shape here. Okay, but because we are using Canva, we'll have to duplicate multiple shapes to get that. So that's how to go about the work. I've realized that most people who did this one have had it easy. A few people have selected this work and have done awesome, but people want to select this one and they're having difficulty. So that's how to go about it. So that is for the assignment, and the last assignment that we did was on we had yesterday was the logo creation. Please make sure to get this right. Make sure your background is white. You'll be submitting 2 folders at the end of the day. That's why I have one uploading here and another uploading here. I've explained to you what a JPG file is from our previous session, and so you should go there for the lesson. And for our the other upload you'll be doing, it would be a png file, and so I've also explained that in the logo design lesson. So watch the video, make sure you understand the concept, and you should be able to go about it. I've asked you to research into fonts and shapes, and so for the fonts and shape, the only way to go about that will be to go into this link or that one, and it should take you to the full detailed explanation of how to do the logo work. And it says here that there's a tip: research into fonts that align with the branding of a design company. Select a font that represents it. How do we find the shapes? You just search on Google Images using the format, so you can use your concept. So for instance, my concept is, I'm talking of a graphic design company, and the graphic design company I wanted to have, probably I wanted to have we are doing graphic design, maybe branding. So I want to use, let's say, brain for it. So I'll use brain. So I'll type brain, then I'll come to says the concept. Where's the detailed one? So yeah, this is a concept plus shape plus PNG. So pen tool logo PNG. So I'm looking for a brain. So I'm going to search for brain shape, or I can say brain logo. Brain shape logo PNG. Once I search for it, I should have these images from the internet over here. Then I'll look for what represents my concept for the design company logo I am making. Then I can choose one of them, and we've asked you to, it says that the logos can either be text shape or shape alone. Or so if I want to combine 2 shapes together, so I'll use this logo. And when I use this, so over here it says shape. Okay, and the shape I want it to be a PNG. That's why we've added this one to it. So it says download it and incorporate it into your design. So when you go ahead to download the shape, okay, you realize that these are PNG, so they have these backgrounds there. So when you download any of them, for instance, I think I like this one, so I'll right click and say download. I'll wait for it to load. I'll right click and say save image. If you're on your phone, you can tap on it and say save image. So I can download this one. Let's see, I download this. Okay, so I'll download it. Once I am done downloading, it should appear. Let's see. So once I'm done downloading, it should appear here. So I'll go and check where I have downloaded it, and it says that, okay, so let me just show that part of my screen. So once I download it, it should tell me that I am here. Okay, and I'll go ahead now. Let's see. Yeah, so I'll go ahead now, and yeah, so I'll go ahead now, and this is what I have. But unfortunately, what I have is not what I actually need. Okay, what I have is a PNG file, but the you realize that this thing is still available. The background is still in there. Okay, so once the background is still in there, it means that it's actually not the PNG file. What do we have to do? We have to remove the background. Okay, so once we are talking about removing the background, then we would now go back to our Google Chrome, then search for background remover. So we search for background remover, and this background remover and things that we've spoken about, we have placed them. I think they should be in the activity. Okay, so it says remove background. Okay, so you can see over here, remove background here. So once you go, you can go ahead, click on that one, any of the links, and just remove the background from the logo that we've just gotten. Okay, so you move the background from the logo you've gotten, and that should be it. Yeah, so you come over here, you remove the background from it, you get your PNG, then you come to this one, you come over here and come and continue the rest. This is the background removing tool. So use this background removing tool to remove the background to make sure your shape is a PNG. You insert it in, then you can add your slogan and everything, and at the end of the day you should have your logo. All right, you upload it, and that's it about it. Okay, so that is it for being on track. We've sent you the link for over here. You can get the FAW assignment, where to download it and how to, you just choose one and replicate it. And these are the things for the course. In case you missed something, all the activities are here, all the slides are in there. That is the end of, so that's the end of the explanation session. Okay,